Your new life begins with a new thought. And that means your thoughts are causative. They're actually creating the experience of your life. Does that mean every one of the tens of thousands of thoughts that we have every day is actually creating something new in our life? Well, no, and yes. It's not each individual specific thought necessarily, but the tendency of our thoughts. It's what we're focusing ourselves upon. In the self-help world, it's affirmations, and that's actually the core of our intention setting for creating a new thought. We believe that our affirmations, or our realization statements that we put into the middle of a practical prayer, should follow the 4 P's. They should be powerful, positive, personal, and present tense. Powerful in that we want to make a very powerful creative statement. We don't want to be lukewarm about what it is that we're looking for. I could maybe someday be more prosperous, or possibly there's somebody out there who would want to go on a date with me. What we want to do if we're looking for a new experience in our prosperity or in our relationships is to be very clear about what that statement is. I am prosperous. I have plenty of money to spend and to share and to save. Or if it's going to be for a relationship, I am in a delightful, committed, loving relationship, and my partner and I are deliriously happy with each other. So we want it to be very, very powerful, the most that we can possibly believe, and maybe even a little bit beyond that. We also want it to be positive. It's only going to be positive language, not negative language. For example, if we're feeling financial scarcity or if we're feeling loneliness, we're not going to talk about the loneliness. We're not going to say, I am setting the intention to no longer be lonely, because then what we're doing is we're putting energy into loneliness. When it comes to our prosperity, we're not going to say something like, I am no longer broke, I don't have financial difficulties. Because again, we're talking about the difficulties and the current situation, or what's showing up in the rearview mirror, instead of the situation, the circumstance that we want to have. I am prosperous, I have plenty of money. That's the way we want to have that happen. They're also going to be personal. We're not going to talk about something that's going to happen somewhere outside of ourselves. This is a very personal experience to me. What am I claiming? What am I knowing? What am I accepting? What is my intention? Even if it's for a group activity, it's what I and the group together are creating for ourselves. The 4th P is present tense. We want to speak all of our affirmations in the present tense. And this can be the trickiest one, because if we're having a circumstance or a situation that's not to our liking, that's the experience that we've been having right up until now. What we want to do is make a claim of what that new circumstance or situation or experience is and invite that in. I am prosperous. I have my wonderful, loving relationship. Or if we can't believe that, then what we want to do is at least say that that's on the way. My perfect, loving relationship is on the way. The person who I'm looking for is looking for me. Or the same thing with prosperity. My rich, abundant prosperity is unfolding in my life beginning now, or even continuing now. What we want to do is follow those 4 P's. Speak it in the present tense. We want it to be personal. We want it to be positive, and we want it to be powerful. And then we're going to align with the divine creative power that created everything and allow that infinite power to bring the new experience into our life as a result of this intention setting process. And when they show up, the results are not going to look like miracles, even though from the situation that we're in when we begin doing this process, it looks like that would be a miracle in the end. But what will happen is it'll look like a coincidental unfolding in the normal course of events. And that makes it hard to prove that the new experience is a result of our spiritual work. But that's kind of the magic of the situation. That's where faith and belief comes in. This is a spiritual practice. We'll talk a little bit more about the other elements of the spiritual practice and what turns an affirmation into a practical prayer for a real result.